no one planned out, none of us knew that the readings we're going to have today before on this day we are concluding the resurrection of this event. And when I went through this reading, it's like I could see our parents there. The weakness of God. The weakness of God. God has a weakness. The weakness of God. Though he was God, he became humble. The weakness is the weakness. The weakness of God. God is God. He was God. The Philippians says he was God. But he emptied himself, being born of an earthly nature. I said yesterday, is eternal, but what? He's been born of an earthly nature. He humbled himself. And because he humbled himself, what happened? God exalted him. There is a power in weakness. As Christians, we say there's a power. Jesus tells us that there's a power in weakness. When he says all of us are weak, we say that all of us are weak, means all of us have limitations, right? Yes. Are we there? Our dad and mom, they knew they had limitations. They knew they were weak. We all make mistakes. But in that limitation, what happens? There is a resurrection. And meeting our mistakes is a form of dying. It's a form of dying. The gospel story, none of those two sons did the right thing. None of them did the right thing, because normally if your father tells you do something, the real one who should have done the right thing was the one who said yes and did it. But the gospel says, the first said, I will not do it, and did what? He humbled himself and what? Okay. The other one said, and what happened? So even though the gospel says the first did the right thing, this story is not about we doing the right thing. It's not about the first did the right thing. This story is about a God who transforms weakness into glory. He transforms something that is weak. The first one said, I will not. But decided to do what? So in his weak, he decided, okay, I will be humble and did the right thing. I will do the right thing. I will do it. I will do the right thing. Our dad said, do the right thing. I will do the right thing. I will humble. I will humble and do the right thing. Which I know you, God, you want. I will humble. So the Bible is saying that this first one did the right thing. Not because in our own terms it's right. It's because God will always transform him who humbles himself and accept that we are all weak. That's why the concludes that prostitutes are going to heaven. He was not saying that we should prostitute. No. He's saying that, whether we like it or not, all of us are one-way prostitutes, and we can only make the way to heaven if we can admit that we are nothing before God. We are nothing before God. And that our weakness should not prevent us. God is not there to prevent that. Our weakness should not prevent us from rising. Our weakness is a strength, because in your weakness you realize that someone is higher than you are. And when you accept that, then you start living that weakness. And because of that weakness, you are transformed. So at that moment, we're not angels. They were not angels. They had a promise, but what they did was they tried to resolve it together. In their home. They tried to resolve it together. They will not compromise the truth. That's what the gospel is saying. That's what the story is saying. That prostitutes are going to heaven, which is true. It is true, right? Because when God sees a heart that is humble, which means that a heart that realizes that I'm not God, you are not God, I'm not God, then that goes. I will say, okay, I'm not God, I will do it. I will do it for you, God. I will do it for you, God. The message today, I will do it for you, God. God, I've erred. I made a mistake. But God, I will do it for you. And when he hears that word, I will do it for you, his heart will say, my son, come and be with me, because you do not know what you are doing. Because if you know how I love you, you will do it. And even if you know that, if you don't do it, you come to me, you know that I will still receive you. That's the greatness of God. So as we conclude these days of celebration of life, these readings are reminding us that as our parents were not perfect, we ourselves are not perfect. But what they taught us was that they would like to reconcile. We know when they meet somebody, forgive. Forgiveness is a gift that you give to yourself, not for others. To humble means it's a gift you give to yourself. You're not humble because you want to change somebody. Forgiveness means a gift you are giving to yourself so that you can allow your God to enter your heart. Forgiveness is not changing that child. The child says, I will not do it. It won't happen. He forgives himself that. He said, but why am I creating all this confusion, my dad? I was going to do it. He gave that gift to himself. And when I did it, the one said, yes, sir. But the one that did not give that gift to himself and did not do it. So forgiveness is the gift that we give to ourselves. And that's why on the cross, Jesus says, forgive them, for they did not know what they were doing. He was talking to himself. He was saying that, I will let this go. I have the power to just say now, all of you, just die now. But I will not do it. I will give the gift to myself. I will not destroy. God does not want to destroy any of us. None. And that's why heaven, we can talk about today to conclude this life. Because God is always for you. So today we pray that as we go back home, let's give this gift of weakness to accept that we are weak. And that the greatest gift you can give yourself is said, I'm weak. I'm weak. You are weak. You are weak. Let's go.
I